Hey folks, and welcome to the Daily Ratings Weekly Movie News Podcast. This week's news brought to you by Reckoning with the Reboots. Yes, let's start with a story we touched on a few weeks ago, which was about writer Aaron Sorkin working on the sequel to The Social Network. Now, things seem to be pretty set, so let's talk about it. The official name of the movie will be called The Social Reckoning, and it's described as a companion piece to The Social Network. The story will revolve around Facebook during the Facebook Files fallout in 2021, when the Wall Street Journal exposed internal documents that show Facebook's knowledge of the harm their platform can cause, specifically for teenagers, and also the negative impact for developing countries and global information. The movie will star Jeremy Strong as Mark Zuckerberg, Jeremy Allen White and Mikey Madison will be playing major roles, and now, as of this week, Bill Burr is officially cast in the movie in an undisclosed role. So, filming starts at the end of October, and the release date has been set for October 9th of next year. It looks like we'll get one more time around the block with The Simpsons. Yes, The Simpsons movie sequel is in development with a planned release date of July 23rd, 2027. So not for a while yet, but that date has been chosen because it will be the 20th anniversary of the first Simpsons movie, which was a pretty big box office success and relatively well-liked. So the show's co-creator, James L. Brooks, is coming back for the sequel. It appears that 20th Century has been wanting him to do a sequel for years, but Brooks was not interested, up until a deal was made, or at least it looks like that's how it went down, where Brooks will get to make a movie over at 20th Century called Ella McKay, which, by the way, that film comes out this December, and in return, he will now make a sequel of the Simpsons film. So let's see if film number 2 can be a success like film number 1. Director Brad Bird looks like he's getting a long-time passion project made. Bird is known for animated hits like The Iron Giant, The Incredibles, and Ratatouille, and then even action movies like Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. He's been working on a movie called Ray Gun since the 90s. Ray Gun is an animated sci-fi noir. It's set in the future where Raymond Gunn is the last human private investigator. It was supposed to be a wholly drawn animated movie, but after the project was being tossed around due to its extremely expensive budget, it was projected to be $150 million, it seems like CG animation will take place for at least part of the film now, and Netflix is completely in control and is giving it the green light. The film has been in production for a while, it seems, and it's rumored that it might even come out next year. And again, it's almost 30 years in the making. Michael Giacchino is on deck for the music, and after Apple backed out because of the cost and Skydance couldn't fund the entire project, it's going to be interesting to see what the critically praised Brad Bird will give us with Ray Gun. Last thing I have here is about the Miami Vice reboot film that director Joseph Kosinki is helming. It appears the stars of the film will be Hollywood's new favorite, Glenn Powell, and Michael B. Jordan will be starring as Sonny and Rico. This is giving the movie some serious star power, and honestly, this film is being taken pretty seriously. I mean, you have Kosinski coming off of Top Gun Maverick and F1, and the writer for the film is Dan Gilroy, who wrote the movie Nightcrawler and also Andor, the most beloved Star Wars IP in the last 20 years. So now with Powell and Jordan on board, this might really be something, and shooting for Miami Vice is set to begin early next year. But with that, let's jump on over to the box office for this past weekend. So fifth highest grossing was Demon Slayer with $4.9 million, and that movie is at a worldwide total of just over $600 million, which is crazy. Fourth was The Strangers, Chapter 2 with $5.9 million. Third was The Conjuring Last Rites with $6.9 million, and that now has a worldwide total of $436. Second for the weekend was Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie. That made $13.7 million. No idea there. And the highest grossing film for this weekend was newly released from Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another. That bringing in $22.4 million. That is the highest opener for Anderson ever, but it's also the most expensive film for him ever. So they're really hoping that word of mouth keeps this movie going. And with that, coming up this Thursday, Vincent Daly will be watching, rating, and reviewing. It is indeed a PTA week we have here. So from 2012, we are covering The Master, then Inherent Vice from 2014, Phantom Thread from 2017, and finally the newly released One Battle After Another. We are very excited for this week, so Vin and I hope that you stop on by. After this episode, all of PTA's films will be on thedailyratings.com and all covered on the podcast, with just the exception of There Will Be Blood, which, that'll kind of receive a special episode in the future. But that's it for your weekly movie news here, folks. We'll leave you today with a quote from a director, Brad Bird. Animation is about creating the illusion of life, and you can't create it if you don't have one. And all right, folks, the Daily Ratings weekly movie news podcast, that was it. See you on Thursday.